Now I love growing potluck potatoes, and by potluck we mean just that. If you've got a pantry or a bottom of a fridge that you've not been keeping quite on top of, chances are you're going to have some potatoes that you've bought from a greengrocer or a supermarket that may be looking a little like this. If they've been in the dark, then they won't have this green on them. I've actually had these when they were shooting on a windowsill for about the last 3 or 4 weeks. No water, no moisture, just in a little open tray on a windowsill, and just look what we've got. Lovely chitted potatoes. Now obviously I've got no idea of the variety of this potato, and you can see it feels quite soft. The actual potato's gone green, totally inedible, but if you've got a pot and a little bit of compost and somewhere that you can put these with a little bit of protection, like this old unheated greenhouse, or what I've got tucked round the back here, which is a little cloche cold frame, just by popping these into some compost, you want to get them quite deep if you can. We're not looking at having these shoots above the surface, there's no need for that. It can go right under the surface, and then backfill with some compost. This stuff's really dry, it's going to have a really good watering, but that's no problem with these. I'm just going to fill in here so that potato is under the surface probably by around 4 to 5 inches. This is a mix of old compost out of all sorts of old pots, as well as the compost heap here. And then all you've got to do is give that a really good water to completely saturate the pot, and that shoot will be through the surface at this time of year before you know it. Now you grow those on, it's probably going to take around 3 months for you to get your harvest. Wait for the potato plant to come into flower, and at that point just start experimenting by drawing back a little bit of this compost to expose what tubers you've got. If any do come to the surface, then top dress with further compost and keep it in vigorous growth throughout the season, and that will give you a lovely crop of probably 10 to 12 small new potatoes by around middle of July, late July. Well, there we go. I've got 6 pots now planted up. I've actually found some pots with potatoes growing in them from last year, which we missed when we were harvesting these pots. We do this every year in this cold frame, and it's a really nice way of just getting a container, emptying it out, and having a lovely crop of potatoes that can go straight into the kitchen. Because you don't know what the variety is, you never know quite what you're going to get, but you paid nothing for them really. They'd either have gone into your waste or compost bins. So do have a go. It's a lovely way to just experiment in the garden. Great fun for kids. Let them grow a pot of potatoes. They'll love opening them out when harvest time comes along.